Talk Radio. You're in to all things music.
Welcome to Rekt Reviews, movies and entertainment analysis using the latest in beer goggle technology. And here are your dubiously qualified hosts, Erik, Paul, and Shark.
Hello, hello.
What's up, Paul?
Not much. Welcome to another episode of Rekt Reviews. We haven't done one of these in a while.
It's been since January. We did Star Wars, was that last?
Yeah.
It was Star Wars.
Yeah, I think so. And we're coming to you on a Wednesday night, which is unusual for us. And Shark isn't here, unfortunately. Shark is sick.
He's got the flu.
Yeah, bummer.
So we'll have to be extra grumpy to fill that space.
That's not a problem.
Do you feel grumpy?
I'm always grumpy.
All right.
But I've been pre-gaming since 6 o'clock, so I'm feeling fairly magnanimous.
What I am joining right now is drinking beer on a Wednesday night versus a Sunday afternoon. So this is when you're supposed to drink, because when I'm drinking Sunday afternoon, I feel like I have a problem. Like that's not primetime drinking hour.
Yeah, that's true. Especially if it's like we tend to do it at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something on the Sunday.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's nap time.
That's what Sundays are for, right?
Yeah,
it's nappy, not like that's when I'm supposed to be recovering, not
right
starting up again. But now it's a work night, so but I don't mind drinking because I don't want to go into work tomorrow, anyways. So
yeah. So yeah, it's been a while. We're here to review John Wick 2. It's pretty much the kind of the most enticing thing we could think of, I guess.
Yeah, it's been one of the reasons we haven't done a show. Is just it's been really anything we want to watch.
Yeah, although you were saying before we started that you were really in love with La La Land.
I very much enjoyed La La Land. I was smitten by it, I think was my words. So.
And that's the only thing that La La Land and John Wick have in common is that Erik was smitten with both.
That's right. John Wick did sweep me off my feet. And then he shot me in the face.
I haven't seen La La Land now yet, but I might have to now. I hear a lot of mixed people either just like think it's the greatest thing since Noah's Ark.
I have no idea. I mean, do you have any strong feelings on musicals?
I hate myself for liking them.
Okay, you have some internal issues you probably should work out.
I don't watch a whole lot of them. I think the last one I can think of that I guess I liked was Chicago, maybe.
Okay, this is way different from that.
Really?
Like, because I've seen Chicago, and I was telling Tino earlier, I was like, the thing about La La Land is I'd never seen anything like that in the theater before, so it was really cool. Like I saw Chicago, I saw like Moulin Rouge, but those are kind of remixes.
No, I will not watch that.
Yeah.
Generally, no. I guess like I don't like Grease. I'm not into that stuff.
This is different than that. I don't know. Like it's just a very charming movie. Did you see Whiplash?
Yes.
Okay,
probably my favorite movie of all time.
Okay, same guy directed this.
Oh, that's right. I heard that. I thought it was a woman that directed it. It's a guy?
No, he's like younger than I am, which makes me feel bad about myself.
I guess I'll have to watch it. Whiplash was really good.
Yeah, Whiplash is... Yeah, it's a super intense movie, but it's really good. I mean, these definitely feel different, but...
Is La La Land intense like Whiplash is intense?
No, it's not.
I don't think so. The only thing I know of it is when we were up at NAMM last month with Entertalk, we were doing... some Facebook Live videos for the NAMM Foundation, and one of the songs from La La Land, they were playing it like in the beginning of their presentation because the woman that runs the foundation podcast is like obsessed with that movie and she loves it, and that's the only thing I know is like one song from that movie that they were playing during the presentation. I like the song.
I may have listened to several of these songs over and over again.
Naked in the bathtub?
Not just in the bathtub.
I'll have to check it out. Maybe we'll have to you know what? We should do a whole like thing with like Facebook Live of just we'll put a camera on Shark in the movie theater, and we'll just watch
Have
his
him chained to a
facial.
chair.
Yeah, we'll just film his facial expressions watching a musical.
I can go ahead and tell you, Shark would not like.
Not like La La Land.
No, he would not.
Oh, I think he already said as much that you can't drag him into it.
Right. I remember. We texted about that a little while ago.
I think we should make him Shark. If you're out there, if you're listening, it's gonna happen, bro.
He's got the flu right now. You're just gonna kill him.
Well, he's got something to look forward to.
Well, before we get started here, let's talk a little bit about what we're drinking.
I am drinking Duckfoot Contender IPA, a gluten-free beer from a brewery next door that I really, really like.
Actually, apparently you've been hanging out all day long.
Nah,
We just drug you away to come do the show tonight.
I didn't really get to have lunch till like 5 o'clock, so I went out, got some food, and got some beer from there, and I kind of started.
They have a good food truck?
No, not from there. I got food. There's a place, Pastellini, next door.
Okay.
They got really, really banging salads. They're so good.
Oh, okay. I'm drinking this is a very special beer. There's a, long story short, McKellar, which is like a gypsy brewery.
Like it's run by gypsies?
Well, they didn't have like a home base. They would just go to other breweries and like brew there and then like do collaborations and stuff like that.
Okay.
But last year they put down roots here.
So they're a nomadic brewing culture. Hunter gatherer brewer.
Right. Yeah. They stab people and then they brew. No, that's a terrible thing. But they actually put down roots in San Diego last year.
Nice.
All right. And this year they've been doing like releasing like these collaboration beers like the first of like on the Saturday of like every week. And this is one collaboration between them, Alpine, and Arts District, which is a brewery up in LA. And it's a double IPA and it's very, very good.
And what are they called?
It's McKellar.
McKellar.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So, yeah. I don't know they have gluten-free stuff there. So I don't know if you'd ever be able to enjoy their stuff. My kind of foraging range is pretty narrow here, but there's luckily enough, we live in a pretty much a like microbrew capital of the world. There's definitely enough places that either like Duckfoot they're dedicated to gluten-free, or there's a bunch of breweries that have gluten-free options or gluten reduced, as they call it, where it's like, we gotta get you out to Alpine. They do gluten.
Really?
Reduced. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. There's a bunch of places that do where it's like 10 parts per million, which is fine. I could get away with that are delicious.
You don't break out in hives.
No, I know.
That. But all right. So, yeah, John Wick 2. It's interesting because Paul told me, because we saw this on Sunday, and
we went on a Sunday afternoon date. It was very nice.
It wasn't a matinee. You were late. You stood me up for a little bit. But
we had a little snafu over here at the station. They're redoing the electrical stuff here in power, so they were here testing circuit breakers and cutting stuff in and out and on and off, and I had to keep restarting our streams, and it was just a disaster.
Yeah, you haven't seen John Wick 1, so I'm surprised you even agreed to go see John Wick 2.
Well,
Chapter 2, I'm sorry. I keep calling it by the wrong name.
Well, part of it is we haven't seen a movie in a while,
yeah.
and I was due. Part of it is I kept hearing good things about John Wick 1. It was one of those things where like I kept meaning to check out, but
right.
Part of it is normally I don't seek out just dumb action, face punch movies all that much. So
not a lot of face punching in John Wick. It's more of like
a lot of shooting point blank in the face.
Gun punching, maybe.
Gun punch. Oh man, there's so many parts where he just he runs out of bullets and throws a gun in the guy's face. I love that.
And then he picks up his gun and shoots him with it. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't seen the first one, but I've heard good things, and I do like Keanu.
Yeah, I like Keanu too. He's grown on me over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking a little bit about it earlier, but I think Keanu understands. He's kind of like Tom Cruise. Like he understands like his place. He understands what he's designed to do. What his range is. Yeah. Like he did.
He knows how not to go out of bounds.
Yeah, he did Dracula. He understood.
I was pretty young when that came out. I must have been like 14 or something, and I remember liking it then. What I didn't realize I was watching some atrocious acting.
You just remember the tits from it. Come on.
Yes, lots of creepy tits.
Yeah, creepy vampire tits. Not so much for John Wick. Not a lot of John Wick. I mean, it's very much like a young male's fantasy movie. It's like a 13-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just all it is just violence and mayhem,
guns, cars, and
the only thing it's lacking is like the chick in the leather outfit or the scroll girl outfit or what, like there's not, the sex appeal is not what John Wick is about.
Yeah.
So it's
unless you're into like cougars cutting their wrists in the bathtub.
Yeah, that was like the new
scene.
That was like the closest thing to a sexy scene. Yeah. But there's none of that even in the first one. So that was them up to, which was kind of weird. I thought that scene, like, I mean, it was shot cool. Like I didn't mind the way that it was shot, and it's just like, this is a hard R movie. I'm just surprised that they just didn't go all the way with it.
What do you mean all the way?
Like there wasn't like blatant nudity in it. It wasn't like HBO nudity, right? Like where like they just have boobs in your face.
Well, this was like a 60-year-old lady.
I don't think she was 60.
Close.
I don't think she was close to 60.
50. I think 50, definitely.
Well, I would say 40. She's probably in her 40s. She wasn't that old. I don't know. But like they could have like hired a young hot actress too for that.
Yeah, but then you would feel bad for her dying. They wanted one that's kind of still holding
any woman
up.
Over 40, you don't feel bad if she...
They're on their way out anyway.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, that's Hollywood rules.
That's Hollywood rules, yes, but...
I did think that was a cool scene. We're jumping ahead a little bit, but I thought that was probably one of the more poignant scenes in the movie.
Yes. It's if you're to have any sort of emotional connection with anything going on, I guess that was like that was them taking their stab at it, I guess. But
yeah.
I will say between the first and second one, this one felt a lot more comical than the first one did.
Really?
Like this one, I mean, they're ridiculous movies, right? Because it's about a dude shooting people in the face for like an hour and a half. But this one felt like, I don't know, like a dude knocks on his door, blows up his house, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, I'll work for you." Like it's very ridiculous, right? And the whole thing in the subway when they're like shooting at each other and they're just walking through and nobody cares and all that stuff. Like this movie seemed to have more of a sense of humor about itself than the first one did.
The first one was more kind of a
first one's just like a straight up like revenge flick. Like it starts out with Keanu Reeves mourning his dead wife. And
so his wife died just on her own. It wasn't anything the mafia didn't take her out or anything.
No, I think she died
cancer or something.
Yeah, it was like a health thing. I don't remember what, but when she dies, she leaves John Wick a dog because he should love something. And like at this point, he's already left his assassination hitman life behind
for her.
Yeah, for her. And then Theon Greyjoy from Game of Thrones. He's either like the son or the. I don't know. He's related to the Russian mob. I forget how. He's either like the son of like the head guy or whatever. But
I bet he's the sweetest person in real life.
Probably. He's had it rough on screen though. I'll say, like in this movie plus Game of Thrones.
Everyone always gets their revenge on him.
Yeah, nothing happens to his testicles, from what I remember in John Wick 1. At least not on screen.
It always creeps me out because he looks a lot like my cousin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very close.
Do you ever call him Theon or anything?
Nah.
No.
I should next time though.
Or what was his name? His slave name or whatever. What did he?
I got the characters confused. You're talking about Theon. No, I was talking about I was thinking the guy that torments him.
Oh, yeah, not him, no.
What was that guy's name?
I don't remember. Game of Thrones was so last year, like, I don't remember.
Okay,
all those names, like, leave my brain.
Okay, I got him confused.
There's so many characters.
Theon was what was his name? He was like Stink or something, Smelly later.
It's like Streak or something like that.
Reek.
Is it Reek?
I knew it was something stinky. Reek.
Yeah, very good. All right. Quickly summarize. Well, he wants John Wick's car. Like they meet each other at a gas station or some shit, and then I haven't seen this movie since the theater, right? So I might get a couple things wrong. So Theon sees John Wick at a gas station. He's like, "I want your car." And John's like, "It's not for sale." And then he's like, well,
I wasn't going to give you money for it.
Yeah, and he's like, well, fuck you. I'm going to like, so like a bunch of him and his like, gangy friends or whatever, like break into John Wick's house, steal his car, they kill his dog that his wife just gave him. So John Wick goes to his basement with a sledgehammer, breaks out like his
he's got
like
his hidden
past
stash of
which you saw in John Wick 2.
Yeah, weapons.
Yeah, like he seals it back up in John Wick 2, but that he just broke that out in the first one, and he goes and he murders a bunch of Russian mob people because of his dog.
Seems like an overreaction.
Well, it's his last connection to his dead wife, which he's obviously still mourning.
Yeah, but is he really mourning the dead wife or the car?
He didn't seem to worry about the car. He just wanted the car that was inside the car. I think that was like his big thing.
The what? Inside the what?
In John Wick 2, like when he got his car back, like he got a card out of the glove box.
Card.
Yeah, from his wife.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he cared about the car so much, but he wanted that.
All right.
But and that's when John Leguizamo appeared
for like a 2-minute cameo. Is he falling off? Is that the best he could do these days?
There's a lot of cameos in this. There's the Russian guy, Peter. What's his name? He's from Sweden, but he always plays Russian villain dudes. Like he's in Fargo.
Oh yeah.
He's the wood chipper guy in Fargo. I love that guy too. He's like a good character actor, but
he's great.
His name escapes me right now, but
he's just sitting there like shitting his pants by degrees as John Wick gets closer and closer. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
and of course, Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne, man. Fat Morpheus, as you were saying.
What Dysmorpheus.
Dysmorpheus, yeah. Hanging out with the pigeons, man.
Yeah.
Goes from controlling the Matrix to some pigeons.
You think he's eating those pigeons? His pigeon pie?
I did not get the impression that he leaves that place very often.
Yeah. It was cool though. They were using carrier like messenger pigeons, but they were putting
computer chips.
Yeah, computer chips in them.
Yeah.
Or cell phone.
They just kind of alluded to like that was like a thing that like, hey, here's this thing that's going on, but we don't exactly know what all it's about.
Yeah, just kind of a little sketch.
Yeah, things for them to expand on in Chapter 3, which is probably inevitable at this point. This is probably a franchise
for sure. Well, we'll talk about this more. We're about to go into a commercial break. We're gonna sip some more of our delicious beers. This is Rekt Reviews on InnerTalkRadio.com. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes. Stay tuned.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Inner Talk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. Come join me weekly on my journey through the music business as I take you behind the velvet rope, interviewing industry notables such as Al Di Meola, Michael McDonald, and Al Jarreau, to name but a few. Listen to their stories on being in the studios recording #1 hits and onto the stages throughout the globe. Allow me to be your music historian. You can hear me live every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time or 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com. Ready to get your groove on?
Welcome to Rekt Reviews, movies and entertainment analysis using the latest in beer goggle technology. And here are your dubiously qualified hosts, Erik, Paul, and Sharp.
And we're back. See, that wasn't so bad.
What, the break or
the break?
No, why would the break be bad?
It's fine. If you guys listening, we have an app, EnterTalk Radio. If you go to the Apple Store, iTunes Store, and Google Play, download our app and check out all our cool shows. Rekt Reviews is really kind of the only non-music related show right now.
Yeah, I know, like our intro was like, all your music related? And it was like, and here's movie talk.
Yeah, most of our programming is music industry. We interview really cool people. In fact, today I was super psyched. We had on Jackie's Groove, we had the saxophone player for Billy Joel and a drummer for Billy Joel.
That's awesome.
Called in. Yeah, it was really cool. Richie Kanata, the sax player, and Liberty DeVito, the drummer. It was super cool.
Oh, okay.
It was actually super cool for me. I spent my childhood in the Soviet Union up until the age of 10, and this was like under Gorbachev and Perestroika, and where there's just a little bit of like Western stuff was starting to creep in, and Billy Joel was like one of the
Billy
first.
Joel was the hot thing at the moment?
It was the hot thing, and I think it was actually Liberty DeVito, the drummer, that kind of got the ball rolling. I think Billy Joel was one of the first like American rock concerts that came into the Soviet Union, so they would actually like play some videos on Russian TV and stuff, and I remember watching
it. Was it like extremely edited or anything?
I don't think so. I mean, I wouldn't have known.
They didn't like praise the motherland or anything like.
No, I don't think so.
Right.
I remember seeing that they did, I think, Billy Joel's Pressure. I remember seeing the video for that on like Russian TV.
That's a good song, man.
Yeah. And for like Soviet Russia, like 1988, that was like mind-blowing. So I was really tripping out that I got to talk to these guys today. So anyway, download our app. That's the moral of the story, to check out all our cool content.
Oh, right on.
Yep. Back to the show.
Yeah, so John Wick, yeah, he shoots people in the face. There's a lot of that.
Well, I feel like that was, for me, that really probably what most people like about these movies is the action is pretty kind of fresh. Mm-hmm. And the whole, shooting people in the face is like you're in close quarter combat, you're being surrounded by like 30 guys that are jumping on you. There's nothing chivalrous here. Just you got to get the kill and move on.
Yeah, I was thinking like how tough this movie probably is to choreograph and everything, because you can't. I would imagine. I mean, I don't know. You like a lot of movies when you shoot guns, you just shoot blanks, right? But that there's an actual discharge though when you shoot a blank, mm-hmm. and I can't imagine. You can't do that at point blank range to somebody's head
without them flinching,
or without them getting hurt severely. Yeah. So I would imagine a lot of like they don't even like all of that has to be CG. I would think maybe yeah, that's a good. So point. They would have to have like the choreography like down to a T, I would think. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the other cool thing about it that I remember. I overheard you talking to Tino earlier. I think all those fight sequences are kind of like wide, continuous shots for the most part.
Yeah, there's a lot of long shots. Like you see everybody's like full body most of the time. It's not like up close,
like a million cuts.
Yeah, like where you're kind of disoriented and things don't have to line up perfectly. It's just like.
Can I just say Jason Bourne?
Yeah, especially that last one. That Damon was too tired to.
The last one is the one I'm talking about. It was driving me nuts. Like there's like 20 cuts per second.
There's a good way to do that stuff, like in the earlier Jason Bourne movies, and there's the awful tired way, which
Yeah.
is what that last movie was. Man, that was
terrible.
that may be my least favorite movie last year. Was that Jason Bourne movie?
Yeah, me too. I
was so disappointed. in that
if
thing.
I wasn't responsible for driving people home from the movie theater that got a ride with me, I would have walked out. I swear, I was ready to leave.
I was so pumped for that thing because I loved the first two of those movies.
Yeah, they're great, and it's just they went to crap. But that was the cool thing about John Wick, is a lot of those fight sequences you see the whole choreography,
and the reason why the director, and this is maybe an old hat to people by now, but he was Keanu Reeves' stunt double in the Matrix movies.
Nice.
And the writer of these movies was also, I think, either a stunt coordinator or a stunt person in the Matrix movies as well. So
you mean Keanu didn't jump off the top of that skyscraper himself?
No, that was Lawrence Fishburne, actually. No. But I assume that's why he's got a cameo in this. It's like, remember me?
Yeah.
From the Matrix.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool to see them both together on screen again.
Yeah, it'd been a while.
Kind of giving each other shit.
Yeah, there wasn't any. I didn't catch any like wink, wink lines. Or anything.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he didn't say take the blue pill or take the red pill or anything like that.
I guess maybe the closest thing is he was asking Lawrence for guns, and he gives him one gun.
One thing I will say that I appreciated in like because John Wick was, when you see it, I would recommend you get around to watching it at some point. It's a tighter movie, I would say, than this one. It was more
you're
focused.
Saying the first one is tighter than the second one?
It's definitely more focused. It's like a revenge flick, and this is
a fun romp.
Well, the thing that I appreciate about this one is they didn't fill out his character really. Like we didn't because like they build him up to be like he's like they keep referring to him as the boogeyman. Like they did that at the beginning of this one.
Yeah,
like he's like this big myth or like this ethereal force or whatever, and they didn't fill any of that in. They just kind of continued on, and they focused more in the second one about like the Continental and kind of like that shadowy organization that you get a glimpse of in the first one.
Which is kind of what you were looking for, right?
Yeah, that's what I found that stuff to be pretty intriguing in the first one. So I thought that was a really cool way to go instead of like, let's have flashbacks to John Wick's past and how did he get here and all of that stuff. I'm really glad they didn't do any of that crap.
Good.
Because I've heard, I don't know if this is still talk or not, but Sicario, I heard they were going to do like a prequel to Benicio del Toro's character. I'm like, that's the worst thing you could do, man. Like, that's such a cool character. Like, let's go and fill that out. Like, or that new Star Wars movie where it's like a young Harrison or Han Solo or whatever. It's like,
that's where they're going with it?
Yeah.
Who's playing him?
I can't remember the guy's name. Did you see Hail Caesar, the Coen Brothers movie?
Yeah.
The cowboy in that. That plays a cowboy.
Wow, I saw that movie recently, but I don't remember who the cowboy is.
It's not a good movie.
No.
I love the Coen Brothers, but that movie hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
Not as bad as Jason Bourne, but that movie hurt.
Not as much as jumping on a bicycle with a seat missing, but it hurt.
And Donald Glover is playing Lando, a young Lando.
I think you and Shark, I think, mentioned that last episode.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's sinister enough.
Lando's not sinister.
No. Yeah, I guess he's kind of fun-loving.
But I don't know.
I'm
just so super unexcited about that movie. Especially after what they did with the last one. I mean, you can go back and listen to our Star Wars podcast if you want to hear me gripe on Star Wars.
I mean, anything that comes to you from Disney is going to be a disappointment. You could be sure.
I keep saying that I'm over these superhero movies, but
you just keep going back.
Well, yeah, I feel like we have to for rec reviews, but I'm kind of interested in the Spider-Man movie, I gotta say.
Yeah, I kind of like the prepubescent Spider-Man.
I like that kid.
Yeah, I like the kid.
I've seen him some other stuff that he was good.
It's got Robert Downey Jr. I didn't mean to make that sound sexual that I like a prepubescent kid.
It's true. That's like, especially with the news going on nowadays.
Yeah,
that's not good.
on board with Milo and a lot of stuff, but not that.
Jeez.
No, I just meant I like the kid that, Spider-Man kind of, he is, he's not this like dashing 29-year-old. He is like a high school kid. So I thought that was cool.
No, he's a good young actor.
Yeah.
But,
I dig him. I mean, at this point, anything is better than what's his face.
Hacksaw Ridge Kid. What that dude? The last wasn't?
No. Actually, I like that guy.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire. I can't stand.
I mean, you're talking like
way back in the day.
Yeah.
No, I like the other dude, the
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. I don't know why everyone hates on him.
I think those Spider-Man movies are awful, but I don't.
They're all awful.
I would agree with you. My favorite Spider-Man movie is the third one with Tobey Maguire. The one with
the dance sequence?
The ones with the dance sequence. That's my favorite one, because that was just the director just saying, fuck it, I don't care anymore.
That's what
makes it interesting, yeah.
That's what I picture La La Land to be, is like the whole movie is that. Am I wrong?
The director was super into it. He quoted like one of his favorite movies is this French movie. It's, crap. Umbrellas Over... God. I've actually seen the movie. I saw it like 15 years ago. But, he's totally into that movie. Like that movie was made with tender love and care. Spider-Man 3 was not. That was a contractual obligation movie that the director was over.
So so I do like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, but I agree those movies aren't really good movies. So there hasn't really been a good Spider-Man.
Not because of him. I don't have much bones to pick with that dude, but
yeah, and Spider-Man was probably my favorite comic book hero growing up, and it's hopefully
you read comic books
for a little while there. Mostly Spider-Man. That's probably the one I read the most. But yeah, the movies aren't great. So maybe this new one will hit the mark finally.
But anyways, John Wick 2.
John Wick 2. How do we get on Spider-Man?
Yeah, sorry. We're both been drinking. We're getting off on little tangents. That's what this is all about. But
it's almost 10 o'clock on a Wednesday. If you expect us to make sense, go turn into something else.
What was your impressions of John Wick 2? Going in without seeing the first one?
So I like kind of basically probably what the whole point of it is. The fight sequences are really rad. There's a lot of, I guess, it looks like judo or jiu-jitsu or something. The close quarter gun fights is really cool. The stuff that was kind of too ludicrous, but it wasn't annoying me, but it was just funny. Like there's all these shootouts and all these people standing around. There's always like a crowd of people that seem to be completely oblivious that there is a gunfight going around them, or a knife fight in the subway.
I think that kind of played into the sense of humor stuff, especially like in the subway.
You think that was intentional?
When Common's up top and John Wick's down below or whatever, and they're like shooting. They're kind of like they're hiding their guns but shooting each other.
Well, that at least they have silencers on their guns, so you could at least kind of accept the fact that no one's just hearing that this is going on.
Are you talking about was it Rome?
What
city were they? Were they in Rome?
They were in Rome before he killed the naked MILF.
With your favorite music concert?
With my favorite music it was some singer chick. It was a DJ on a MacBook Pro, and it was some guy playing like an electric viola or something, looking all
like rolling around doing weird stuff.
Yeah, he was super like LA rock star, douched out. It was just it's terrible. But anyway, so John Wick gets into a gunfight with Common and then a whole bunch of other thugs.
I really like Common in this.
Really?
Yeah. That dude's awesome.
He's pretty awesome.
Although I jumping ahead a little bit, like when he gets into a fist fight with Keanu Reeves, especially after Keanu Reeves, I think got shot in the stomach. It's like I don't think Keanu Reeves could actually win that fight. But
after he got shot, yeah. Well, he's just all will, unstoppable. He's the boogeyman.
He is the boogeyman.
We got a text from Shark, who is trying not to die of the flu. He said the movie needs more Ruby Rose. Is Keanu the worst actor ever? Come on, Shark. You're just feeling crappy. Don't take it out on poor Keanu. There's plenty worse actors than
You could do a lot worse.
You could do a lot worse, for sure.
Let me direct you to the
Tobey Maguire.
To this latest XXX movie.
Oh.
Or this latest Resident Evil movie.
Wait, did you watch XXX?
No. I mean, I guess I can't rag on it. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any of the XXX movies, but I have no desire to see any of that stuff, man. That just looks like complete, like, that's like a dumpster fire of garbage going on. Oh, Paul lost his voice. Yeah. Well, all right. So, as Paul figures out his mic situation, can you grab that? Yeah, okay, that'll work. Yeah, there was also a scene when Common and Keanu Reeves are on opposite sides of a giant fountain out in the middle of New York, and they're just shooting at each other through the water. I'm like, there's probably an innocent bystander that gets...
Yeah, that
because they don't hit each other. Those bullets went somewhere.
That looked very reckless.
Yeah, Yeah, they would make good guests for Rekt reviews because they are reckless.
So, yeah, really my biggest problem with this movie was the way bystanders were treated. They were either just inconsequential or completely oblivious to everything going
or
on
as we learn at the end of the movie, they're just all assassins
they're all
too,
assassins.
looking for contracts.
that was pretty.
That's
pretty
why they
ridiculous.
don't care about the shootout going on. Like, well,
yeah,
I'm not getting paid for it.
Yeah, there's nothing to do with me. My cell phone didn't go off.
I actually kind of like that at the end when everybody disappeared and then everybody gets like their little text messages at the end.
Yeah, but that was definitely a little overboard goofy. Where pretty much it seems like everybody in New York, like 8 million people in New York, and they're all paid assassins.
Well, it's John Wick versus the world at that point, right? So it's just kind of summing that up.
But how many high level assassins can there be out there?
It's just way on the nose, is what it is. But
I don't know. I'm not buying it.
Shark obviously did not like the movie.
No,
but I don't know. I thought it was an alright. I mean, I
enjoyed it.
You could do a lot worse this time of year for an action movie. Like I said, XXX or Resident Evil.
XXX. How did? Oh, I actually I didn't see it, but I listened to How Did This Get Made podcast with XXX, and they brought up a good point. Is that although it tanked in America, it's making a ton of money overseas, and so I guess they know what they're doing to some extent.
Was it Vin Diesel in this last one? Because he wasn't in the second one.
Yeah, he wasn't in the second one. That's why this is like the return.
Oh, okay.
He's
maybe
back.
It's like the next Fast and Furious franchise. Maybe we'll have a bunch more of these.
I guess that's what they were going for. I don't remember if I've even seen the first one.
John Wick just seems like a way cooler character than...
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's cooler than any Vin Diesel character you could think of.
It's all about family?
It's all about family. I don't have friends. I have family. Anyway, we're going to go take one more commercial break. We'll be right back. Stay with us, family.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element. Affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Make this your vinyl night. I'm John J.R. Robinson, and every week, music creation comes alive through stories, experiences, and sounds when vinyl records filled our hearts and minds. My friends and I share our tips and techniques used in creation of iconic tracks for recording artists such as Michael Jackson, Eric Clapton, Quincy Jones, and Steve Winwood, to name a few. Vinyl has emerged hot, and the soul of vinyl defines art and passion which burns deepest at night. Tune in every
Are you
Wednesday
serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com. Welcome to Rekt Reviews, movies and entertainment analysis using the latest in beer goggle technology. And here are your dubiously qualified hosts, Erik, Paul, and Shark.
We're back.
Paul's mic is now working.
I fixed it. It turns out I was just so drunk I turned it off by accident and didn't realize it. That's why it's Rekt Reviews.
All right. Should we get Shark's comments out of the way?
Sure.
I don't know if he's listening, but
I think he is.
Him and Donald Trump both.
I assume that's why he's texting us. So Shark said, destroying the Mustang was criminal. I agree.
All right, I don't care about cars. So, all right, sure, you guys can have that one.
Well, I thought it was goofy, the whole point. Well, you brought it
again. Like this movie has more of a sense of humor. I think it was supposed to be kind of a funny sequence there.
Yeah, he went through all those Russian gangsters to get his car back, and in the end, his car was completely totaled.
Yeah, but he was after the card. That's what he was after.
Yeah.
He didn't care about the card.
That's a good point. That went over my head in the movie because I'm dense.
It's a very deep movie, Paul.
That was too deep for me.
There's a lot of thought-provoking
apparently.
scenes in John Wick Chapter 2.
In my defense, I haven't seen the first one. So
that's right. You didn't know about him grieving over his dead wife.
That's true. I didn't. I thought he was just grieving over his dog. I thought this was all about the dog.
That's only half of it.
Right. And then Shark's second comment is they need a prequel to show how the Continental got started.
And I would completely disagree with that. Like the shadowy organization of these things, that's kind of a cool thing. And once you explain that away.
Yeah, that's true. It kind of defeats the mystery, and I think I could probably explain it for Shark. Is the Continental is kind of like a cross section between the organized crime mafia and some ancient secret society. That's what it seems like.
It's your Illuminati at work.
Yeah, it's like a Illuminati in conjunction with the mob. That's kind of. Because they kind of have their kind of like code of honor that seems like.
I like that. Like I like when they were fighting and they jumped into like, oh, we can't fight anymore. You can't fight on these grounds. So we got to have a drink and talk. I don't know. It's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Honor among thieves.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that was definitely the coolest part. I thought was in the first one because they just spent time in the New York Continental. In this movie, we get to see like, oh, there's several of these places. They're worldwide. Mm-hmm. So I liked how they expanded on that, and we got to see like all the secretaries at work. You didn't get to see any of that in the first one. And I love seeing like tatted up, like doing the old school secretary stuff.
Yeah, with the rotary phones and pneumatic
and it's like
tubes.
the sleeve of like that's pretty sweet.
She looks like a librarian, but she's some kind of a killer.
Yeah, she's seen some shit. But it bums me out that Shark didn't like it.
We got a positive comment from Shark. Common was good in the movie.
Yeah, Common was great.
For once, we all agree.
Yeah, the black man was good in the movie.
Are you saying that's the only reason Shark likes him?
Obviously.
Of course.
Obviously.
Yeah.
What was last? No. It's hard to rag since Shark's not here, but
yeah, I'm a big fan of fight sequences with no music track, like when him and Keanu were kind of like throwing each other down the stairs. I think that's always has some sort of like a poignant kind of feeling to it, and like a feeling of danger and realism, I guess, when it's not.
I wonder how many takes they took for like the guys throwing themselves down those stairs.
It did seem like a little bit like they were jumping down the stairs voluntarily.
But so what do you think? Do you think Common died?
I
don't think he died.
No, I don't think he died.
I'm 100% positive he didn't die.
Yeah, because he gave the same choice to Lawrence Fishburne he was talking about earlier, where you could either like hold the pressure on your neck, or you could come after me and then you'll bleed out. And
he didn't do that with Lawrence Fishburne.
He did. Remember, Lawrence Fishburne showed him the scar on his neck. He said, "You gave this to me, and you gave me the choice. I could, keep pressure on it."
That's a good point. It's like every time John Wick shoots everybody in the face because he doesn't take any chances, and he did not shoot Common in the face.
Right. It's because that's an equivalent of me saying like, "You're my bro and I love you."
Yeah.
I'll just stab you in your aorta and give you the chance to get to a hospital before you bleed out.
Yeah, I'm sure one of these other assassins on the subway will
call it a professional courtesy.
Yeah. But
all those dudes on the subway were just like standing around watching like it's nothing.
Except for those two dudes that ran out at the very end. They're the only ones. They're the only two people in New York that are not assassins.
Oh, before they even got on the subway, Keanu like shot a bunch of people on the platform, and then the train pulls up. And nobody cares. Nobody reacts that there's a bunch of like
scream, nothing.
bleeding corpses lying there.
They're like, ugh, it must be Tuesday. Two corpses.
It's New York. Shark says, I think Common lived and he will be in the next one. I agree.
Yeah, we're all on the same page there.
And way too many assassins, he says. I also agree.
It's John Wick versus the world, man. That's the point they were driving home.
It's going to be even more assassins in the next one, I guess.
I just wonder if they're going to get progressively more and more goofy, because this one was considerably more goofy than the first. I mean, the first one's goofy too, because he still shoots like 100 people in the face.
Yeah,
like all that shit still happens. But this one, I definitely feel like the tone was a little sillier in this one. So I just wonder if it's going to be like a just straight up like comedy with people with bullets in their face.
Maybe they'll reel it back a little bit. He's going to have every assassin in the world coming after him. It's going to be.
I would assume he would take down the Continental next. He has to get rid of the contract on him, right? I mean, that's.
Maybe,
yeah.
But the dude is kind of like, tough but fair. The guy that runs it.
He did not give, I forget, I don't remember a whole lot from the first one, but he did, someone tried to kill John Wick in the first one, in the Continental. He's like, you can't do business. So they straight up killed that person, but they gave John...
So they gave him a huge break.
They gave John Wick an hour courtesy there.
That's a huge break. Like anyone else would have been like killed on the spot, right?
Yeah, so I guess they have history, I would assume.
Yeah, or maybe he just likes John Wick.
It's like, yeah, I saw Bill and Ted, you saw Deadwood. We like each other. So they get along. I don't know.
So my point is it would be a dick move for John Wick to try and kill that guy.
I don't know if they'll kill that. I'm just thinking whatever he's going to take down the
whole organization,
shadowy corporation thing. I don't know.
That's
what else are you going to do?
Yeah, you can't actually go and just shoot every single person in the face. You got to go to the source.
Yeah. John Wick Chapter 4, John Wick versus Mars, shooting aliens in the face. That's where we're going to go.
Sometimes their faces were their asses. You don't want to get confused. They're aliens.
Do you ever wonder what movies would be like if there weren't for video games? Because this is obviously a video game movie.
Well, they would be like this would be like a Charles Bronson movie, like without the video game.
It's just that on steroids.
This is that with like mixed with video game culture.
It was really cool the way like he would just take a gun and like the magazine would just fly out of it like one-handed.
Yeah,
and, like somehow he would reload it and kill a dude with it. I don't know.
He's good with the guns.
Yeah, there was some great choreographing thing going on in this movie, but yeah, I thought it was all right.
Yeah,
you could do a lot worse.
Yeah,
come February movies.
The other big problem I had with it, a bone to pick, is the scene at the end in the Hall of Mirrors and the whatever that exhibit with
the soul.
Yeah, with the mirrors and this is your
exploring the innards of your soul or whatever.
I could not help but just think of like the ending sequence in Tango and Cash, where they're also like in the whole. I feel like there's a bunch of movies like that.
Terrible like James Bond movie. It's a Man with a Golden Gun.
Also, the Hall of Mirrors.
Wasn't there some weird shit like that?
I think so. Yeah, like has that not been done enough? Do we still need to see a shootout in the Hall of Mirrors?
I'd appreciate how hard it is to film that stuff without getting
That's
the
true.
camera in there.
I was thinking about that. Like,
I wonder if they had to like CG out the cameras and stuff. That's the only thing. That was like the main thing I was thinking of when.
Me too. Me too. How do you put a camera in there and not catch it in all the mirrors? I guess that's what I was thinking. Maybe the reason they do this is kind of like a cinematographical kind of bragging rights, like that. You know, I'm a badass because I could do this. Other than that, I don't get it.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, Shark says Hall of Mirrors was a take on Enter the Dragon. Ah, thank you, Shark. That makes sense. So
Yeah, okay.
so it was
you
not
picked up on that. I did not. Yeah.
So it was not a blatant, rehashing. It was like paying tribute.
All right. So my question is Ruby Rose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was she mute or deaf?
Oh.
Because when he
Deaf mute?
when he talked back to her, he signed and said the words.
Well, you some of them can read lips.
I'm just thinking if she's deaf, like
She's probably deaf mute.
no offense to our deaf listeners out there, but
Deaf listeners, you just offended them.
Yeah. Would your main would your head of bodyguard services be a deaf person? That seems like that wouldn't work.
That means everybody else has to learn sign language. All the other goons.
Well, just like how do you? What if someone sneaks up on her?
But then all the how like we're on the radio so you can't see us, but how they always have those signals. Like,
yeah.
Like, I guess that's kind of.
I just feel like she's at a disadvantage if she can't hear.
Yeah,
that's all. I'm not saying she wasn't right for the part, but I didn't think she.
Someone can sneak up behind her. Shark doesn't matter. She's hot. Good point, Shark.
All right. She is hot.
She is hot. She'll distract the enemies with her hotness, and they'll forget to shoot her.
I guess hotness makes up for hearing. Sure,
it's another
in the world of assassins and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean,
hearing.
If
what do you need to hear for?
If we're going to look for this movie to make a whole lot of sense, then we're going to fall short very quickly.
Yeah. If you're fighting John Wick, it's just no. You just wouldn't. He's the boogeyman. He's the man you see before you die. Keanu Reeves.
It was funny watching some of the stunts he does in the action sequences, and some parts I could kind of see where he's kind of getting a little like old and stiff, where he's trying to do all these like cool like kung fu-y moves, but it seems like his back is kind of achy. but then some other ones he looks really sharp. So I don't know.
I think he's doing pretty good for his age.
Yeah, for sure. How old is he, by the way? 40s?
He's in his 40s, sure.
40s.
He would destroy me in any sort of fight.
He's a tall dude.
Yeah. And this is a minor quibble, but like when he was in the catacombs, you remember when he's like planting those guns? Like, yeah, shit's gonna go down here. I thought this was funny. Like he shows up without anybody seeing him to the chick's bathroom, right?
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you just exit the way that you came? Why do you have to go walk out in front of everybody and then start a big giant fight? I thought that was funny. Like he he was silent sneaking into that place, and then all of a sudden.
But is the entrance to the catacombs from like the front somewhere? Like maybe
I don't know.
After
he got past Common the first time around, but he couldn't get past him the second time around.
Well, I think that's what happened. Is on the way out, he just happened to run into him, and they just recognized each other.
I get it. You want to have it. You need to have an action sequence here or whatnot. But I just thought that was funny. He's like, I came in without anybody seeing me, and damn it, I can't get out of here.
So the ideal movie for you was if John Wick just got through everyone, didn't have to shoot anyone, accomplished all his missions peacefully and quietly without any kind of static.
I just like the Italian kid hires him. It's like, go kill my sister, and then like he walks out, and then a minute later he walks back and he's like, all right, it's done. Then he gets a text like, your sister's dead. It's like, damn, you're fast. Nobody saw you. I don't. It's a silly movie, but you just got to see it. But when fighting in the catacombs though, like the pistol was obviously the best option of guns to have. Like he didn't need that shot, like his dessert dinner and all that shit that he was getting. It's like, nah, dude, your pistol would have been the best choice.
I don't know. I really don't know anything about gunfighting. I can't really say what the tactical advantage would be. I guess with a shotgun, you have a wide spread. Maybe,
but a guy like takes a hold of it, and so they have to do that little fight, and then he like puts the gun on him and shoots him close blank range. I mean, it made for a cool sequence. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I like seeing when people, well, especially when Russian people die in these movies. But
we don't have to mourn them.
That's what the first movie is about. I guess they're not Russians in this one.
There's a couple of Russians in the beginning. In the first
he did shoot some Russians. He got some good Russian shooting going on. But I guess they were Italians in the second one, right?
Yeah, and then the rest of them are Italian.
And then some New Yorkers. So you get a good spread, good international spread there.
Cross section. Whoever it is you hate, chances are John Wick took a couple of them out for you. So
yeah,
let's all thank him.
Way, right? Well. I guess we should probably wrap up.
Yeah, we're almost out of time here.
So do we have any thoughts on... Is there anything coming out? Or are we going to like lay low again for another month?
I haven't been up on trailers and stuff. I'm not sure what's coming out.
Spider-Man's out. I assume May. So that's probably far away.
Yeah, we could probably find something before then. Yeah, we should do La La Land. Shark, if you're out there, go watch La La Land.
Yeah, we can talk about La La Land.
Make a nice date out of it. Take your girl out. Take her to La La Land. She'll appreciate it, and we'll have something to talk about. If you see it,
at least the two of us could talk.
Yeah.
If we need an episode to fill. But I would love to see what Shark is about. You don't want to see the Matt Damon Wall movie, do you?
The what?
The Matt Damon on the Wall where he fights a dragon or something.
Oh, no.
That looks bad.
Yeah.
I just want to see that.
This is why we built the Great Wall of China, is to keep out dragons or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything looks dumb. I can't deal with anything anymore.
That's what I'm saying. You can do a lot worse than John Wick 2.
When is Avatar 2 coming out?
God, who cares?
I'm just
is
wondering.
That this year? I don't know. It may be this year. It's either this year or next year.
Yeah.
I think there's a few of those too.
If you guys have any suggestions, follow us on Facebook.
If we get enough prodding, we'll go see something.
Yeah, go on Rekt Reviews Radio Facebook. Give us some ideas of what you guys want.
Tell Shark Eats and see La La Land.
Yeah. we if there's a big groundswell movement of people requesting that Char go see La La Land, we'll make it happen. We're professionals.
We did an Oscars show last year. We could do that again.
Oh, that's true. That's like tomorrow,
Sunday.
Right? This Sunday?
This Sunday, yeah.
Maybe we should do that. That's a good idea. Yeah. All right. This has been Rekt Reviews on InnerTalkRadio.com. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. Come join me weekly on my journey through the music business as I take you behind the velvet rope, interviewing industry notables such as Al Di Meola, Michael McDonald, and Al Jarreau, to name but a few. Listen to their stories on being in the studios recording #1 hits and onto the stages throughout the globe. Allow me to be your music historian. You can hear me live every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time or 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com. Ready to get your groove on?
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.